When I was 16 years old in college in London, because I grew up there, I wasn't very popular. So I spent a lot of time in the library, in the morning breaks, lunch breaks. And one time I came across this book. It's called The Last Train to Memphis, The Rise of Elvis Presley. Picked it up off the shelf. I knew who Elvis was, but I wasn't really a big fan. I started reading it, and it was something about the way the author captured and depicted everything in this biography that basically made me feel like I was living Elvis's life through his shoes, starting from nothing and going all the way to superstardom, and I couldn't put it down. So much so that I went and bought the book, and I've had this book ever since. And every now and then I'll read this book because it's amazing. It basically tells the story of this guy who was the first rock star, the first artist. And what's more amazing about it is the story. It's just the story. And it took a long time to come to terms with the fact that these days there probably never will be another Elvis. There probably never will be another Beatles. And it took me a while to become okay with that as an artist, to realize you don't have to have this superstardom fame to tell your story. And it's amazing to be able to read that about someone else. But the thing is, all of us as musicians, we are writing our own story in our own words, through our songs, through our experiences. Whether you play in front of 1 million people or 20 people, the feeling is still the same. We've done shows in front of hundreds, we've done shows in front of 2 people, and the feeling is still the same. We're writing our story. And talking about stories, we decided to start writing songs that told the stories of our lives. So yeah, the song She Heals Me that we're going to be releasing soon, my wife, we've known each other for nearly a decade now, and we've been married for 8 years. She always asked me, why don't you write me a song? And I always thought it was pretty cheesy. The only things I could think of were love songs, and okay, I'll write you a love song. Don't know how to make it cool or interesting. And then, shortly after we got married, I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. And I won't go into too much detail, but it's a debilitating condition. And you look healthy on the outside, but on the inside, you feel like you're dying. You don't die off it, but you die with it. And it was hard to come to terms with that. And I often realize if I did not have my wife by my side, I don't know how I would have navigated this illness, this condition, this journey. And the two worlds collided. It's like I love her regardless, but the way she has helped me navigate this illness for the last 7 years has been just mind-blowing. It's been incredible. And the words just came out of me. I fight a war nobody sees, a battlefield inside of me. The chorus, she heals me from the war I fight within. She heals me, her love, it's medicine. And the lyrics just poured out. And it's been the most honest song I've been able to be part of, and we have as a band. And we just wanted to share our stories through our music, because someone may not have Crohn's, but they're fighting something. They're battling something, emotional health, physical health, whatever it is. But it's so much more difficult to fight that fight alone. We need people around us, family, friends, husband, wife, whatever it is. And that's the premise of this song. For me, it was cathartic getting out my thoughts and feelings in that, and I hope that those words and lyrics can do the same for anyone else who listens to it. A lot of the songs start with an acoustic guitar, and I find when you overthink, stuff doesn't come out. You just underthink. Let your hands do the talking. And my hands came across 4 chords that are pretty standard, but different in the way that I wouldn't hold on to them as long as I did. And the lyrics just started flowing, and I made a voice memo of it and put some lyrics as a framework, and I sent it to our drummer Joshua the next day, and spent one day to really kind of flesh out the lyrics and finalize. Something that was special and different about this song in particular from a creativity production standpoint, because we produce everything ourselves in my home studio, was the approach. Usually we would overthink and ruminate over the individual parts and elements and put down what we thought was perfect. This time around it was completely flipped, where we just threw down whatever came into our mind in the moment and started to chip away at it until we ended up with something that we were happy with. And when we sent it to our mix engineer, surprisingly, he pretty much used everything, which I was shocked. I thought he was going to be like muting tons of tracks. So for us, it was a paradigm shift in our approach to producing music. So often people overthink the parts, or they underthink the parts. And for us, it's like we underthink in the beginning and kind of overthink after versus the other way around. Throw it all down and chip away the fat, and then you're left with hopefully a masterpiece. It was a kind of revolutionary experience for us, and we're excited to see what you guys think of it.